Oh, hello. You startled me. I'm Shelby Sean, and welcome to my channel. Some questions you might be asking yourself is, why is he wearing a helmet and sitting in his car? Well, the helmet is irrelevant at this time. The reason I'm sitting in my car is because I live in Canada, and it's exactly not car season for me yet. So let's take a tour, shall we, of my project car.
And here you finally have it, my project car, a 2008 Shelby GT500, aka Von Snake. People that don't know much about these cars, when they brought it back in 2007, they came with 500 horsepower, brake horsepower. This one, are you ready for it? 900 plus brake horsepower. It dynoed 767 on a warm pass on a Mustang dyno. Also, that horsepower number is on pump gas, 91 octane. That's all I have where I essentially live in Canada. I do run fuel additive to it, and I will show that at a later date. I actually run that in a few of my things, and I will swear by it because it does help big time with your actual fuel quality. And a Cervini's ram air type hood with hood locks. The turn dial ones I like a lot better because the wire ones, a lot of people say it ends up scratching your paint on the front end when they're kind of flapping around in the wind. This hood is actually pretty heavy. Like, these vents alone are steel and adds a lot of weight to the hood. So if you're looking for weight reduction, this probably isn't the hood for you. Now, let's take a look under the hood, shall we? If you guys aren't familiar with the engine in this car, it is a 5.4 liter, 330 cubic inch block. Now, the moment that everybody's been waiting for, what is done to this car? Well, right off the hop, the engine is still stock internals. Everything is bolt-on. The only thing technically inside the engine that's been done is the intercooler has been upgraded. But bear with me, I might forget a few things. I hope not, but there's been a lot done to it over the years, so I'll do my best. So from the intake is a JLT 148 intake with Ford Racing monoblade throttle body. One thing about this throttle body, and I'll just say it out front, it's good for drag racing, street use. If even being tuned properly, if you had a lot of headwinds, especially with a ram air type hood, if you clutch in, it'll stall sometimes. So if your tuner, or if you're tuning it yourself, set your rev limiter a little bit higher to keep your revs up while you clutch in, so it doesn't happen. The supercharger is upgraded to a Whipple 2.9 liter. Obviously it's all steel tanks now. The power steering, coolant tanks. I changed all that over. It has a standalone fuel system. It's a Division X 1200 wheel horsepower rated. 2 Wilbro pumps inside the tank. I've just done that. Spark system is still the same. I put some JLT oil separators obviously on it. The heat exchanger is a Steeda triple pass with 2 10-inch fans on it. And the rad is a Shelby race rad, as I would just put it. So that's been upgraded as well. It has 72-pound injectors through dynamics. The supercharger pulley is a 3-inch pulley, as you can see right there. I could go smaller. I do have a smaller one, but I'm just kind of trying to keep it safe so I don't grenade it. Again, it's stock internals. I have Shelby fuel rails right there in blue. The other pulleys are stock. Steeda tensioner. Stuff you cannot see, I do have drive shaft shop 1000 horsepower rated aluminum one-piece drive shaft. Ford Racing 373 gears in the back. Also, I have Cook's long tube headers on this car. They're 1 7/8 from the exhaust ports to 3-inch collectors, no cats. So what happened with that is, one thing I could always tell any individual working on their vehicles, always research your parts. I didn't know that I needed Cook's X-pipe to join the long tubes to my current Borla exhaust. So we had to modify it to work last year. If you haven't noticed the box on the side here that says Cook's, right down there, that is my new Cook's X-pipe to make everything work together. These are Cervini's LED taillights I installed. They look like 67 taillights, so I thought I'd go kind of retro with this. Down to the exhaust is Borla XR1 system. It was a cap back when I first installed it with the X-pipe. 3-inch all the way back to 4-inch tips. Shelby's CS1 rims. Tires I run on the back of this car are Nitto NT05s. They are 315 wide by 3520s. And the front tires are 255 3520s. Sparkle, sparkle. And the suspension is still stock. I'm trying to upgrade that next. The only thing I did with suspension is, under there in blue is a Watts Link. The reason I put that on is because the wheels are so big that if I have any movement in the rear axle, it will rub against the lower spring mounts. So that is definitely a must if you're deciding to put 315 wides on the back of this type of car. And in the trunk I have Steeda X-Brace. I like this one a lot better because actually bolts, you have to drill 2 holes in that corner there, and it goes right on top of your rear shocks. So I think it's a little more sturdy than the other ones. The real only thing I did besides cosmetics inside the car are I did a Aeroforce interceptor gauge. Kind of reads everything that your car reads. Short throw shifter, Scott Drake one, with obviously a Shelby Super Snake shifter ball. Stereo upgrade. And there's more to come inside, but I'm not going to get into it. One thing that I just love, that supercharger whine. And the bigger the blower, the smaller the shift, the more she screams. And there you have it, my project car. So that's it for this video. If you like it, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe below. And later.